So, folks, we need to talk about UK politics. Now, I'm not an expert on the UK or its political system, but I'm going to try to tell you guys the story of the most recent election that took place there in a small place called Gorton and Denton, which sounds like it would be two places, but it's one. It's apparently one place. I know we have to wrap our heads around
The
a lot of
horrors
confusing
persist,
things.
yet so die.
Indeed, indeed. Nathan, thank you for the $5 dono. Jazz Dog, thank you for the $5 dono as well. Sorry, I've interrupted. God damn it.
Hello, I've interrupted here. Just wanted to say hi.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the show, guys. Even at the most inopportune of times, I appreciate it. So the UK had an election in Gorton and Denton. I don't know how this works. That's one place, apparently. And it's pretty important that you know that right now in UK politics, there's a bit of a kerfuffle happening. And that's a word we use for, UK political conflict. It's a very technical term, kerfuffle. What's happening is you have this party called Reform. And as far as I can tell, they're essentially British Nazis. And then you have Labour, which is currently in charge of, the mainstream political system in the UK. And then you have the Greens. Now, historically, the Greens have been a minority party that have worked together with Labour. However, Labour fractured enormously, and the Greens have now kind of risen in their stead because Labour, under Keir Starmer, has decided, hey, let's just appeal to conservatives. And for those of us in America, you might recognize this strategy as the one being championed by people like Chuck Schumer, people like Hakeem Jeffries, kind of the conservative to moderate wing of the Democratic Party. It's basically what they're trying to do as Labour.
Have some respect for Gordon and Denton. They were one of my favorite yacht rock one-hit wonder duos of the mid-80s. Be My Sex Watercraft was a bop.
I hate that I don't know if that's an actual thing that people in the UK made. I don't know if that's a joke or not. I don't know if that's like an actual thing or not. But thank you for the $5 dono. So, Labour is effectively fracturing, and this comes on the heels of the conservative wing of British politics fracturing and giving rise to Reform. Okay? I'm doing a very terrible job explaining this, but I hope you all follow so far. Now, what wound up happening is that the MP from Gorton and Denton had to leave office because of health issues. And very conveniently, these health issues popped up right after he got caught in a scandal. And that scandal was essentially that he was going around and texting a bunch of folks, oh, hey, they seem like they're an agent for Mossad, or I hope that 72-year-old woman who didn't vote for me dies, or hey, dear resident, fuck your bins, or that person sounds too Jewish from their name, and, wound up being like a pretty big deal. He got sacked as the head of like their health Ministry of Health. And his name's Andrew Gwynn. And this was such a scandal that effectively everyone was like, yeah, okay, you have health issues. You want to retire and get out of the political spotlight. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So typically MPs in the UK can't just like resign. Like they have to go through a process, and like, the Labour government has to sign off on the resignation. Like it's a whole thing. Labor put a stamp on this because they thought they had this in the bag. Historically, Gorton and Denton does not vote for the Greens or for reform and is pretty solidly Labor. And what happened here is more that, well, they thought they had it in the bag. In the past, there's been almost no green ground game in Gorton and Denton. There hasn't really been like a coherent third option there for lefties. However, what then happened was the Greens, despite this being a very low chance way of them to flip a seat and get a seat in Parliament, well, they gave it their best shot. And it turns out that in the current climate of UK politics, giving it their best shot was actually an incredibly dominant performance. And the Green candidate won. So basically, this is a colossal, and I want to extend congratulations to our friends across the pond, because this is effectively the equivalent of someone like, a Mamdani getting elected. This is a historic upset. This is something that may indicate that in about 10 weeks, when the UK goes to the polls for their national election, that Labour is going to get absolutely slaughtered by the Greens. And it's really, really cool and interesting to see happen. Okay?
WTH, do you mean trying gave them a chance to win?
Yeah.
This is insane.
It turns out when folks on the left actually organize locally and turn up and like show up, we can actually do some really, really cool stuff. And yeah, it's really, really great. Just to kind of give some highlights here, the Green Party leader Zach Polanski said before voting that his party was neck and neck with Reform UK to overturn Labour's 13,000 vote majority, and that Labour will need to search their conscience if Reform UK wins. Keir Starmer's party had targeted left-leaning voters in the Greater Manchester seat with claims that only Labour can see off Nigel Farage's Reform, saying that a vote for the Greens was, in effect, a vote for Reform. And effectively, Labour put all of their cards on the table and tried to guilt people into not voting for the Greens because you're essentially voting for the Nazis.
It's an even bigger fuck-up. Starmer and the Labour NEC blocked a popular candidate named Andy Burnham because he could potentially lead a no-confidence against Starmer.
Oh, yeah, no,
Labour finished third.
That was an additional component of the story I was just getting to, because this is entirely Keir Starmer in a panic. Like, he's been desperately trying to hold together an incredibly fragile coalition that is keeping him in power. And, well, needless to say, he took a risk and he lost hard. He lost hard. Okay? And I want to just take a quick look. Oh yeah, here's how American press is talking about this. British Prime Minister suffers embarrassing election defeat in stronghold to Green Party. How big of a loss was it, you might ask? Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour Party suffered an embarrassing election defeat on Friday in an area of Greater Manchester that it had dominated for almost a century. Gorton and Denton, for almost the last 100 years, have voted for Labour. So, when I say a historic upset, I do mean historic, okay? I want to see exactly what the breakdown is here. Yeah, the Green Party won 40.7% of the vote, Reform won 28.7%, and Labour finished in third place with 25.4% of the vote. So, just to really clarify what happened here, not only did Keir Starmer gamble and lose by trying to fill this seat with, like, someone who would be loyal to him, He also revealed that basically Labour's entire strategy across all of the UK is complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Okay? It is a huge reveal. And not only that, it comes right now, 10 weeks before the UK goes to vote again. And I want to emphasize that part because 10 weeks is enough time to start changing your tactics here. 10 weeks, I'm not super familiar with UK politics, but 10 weeks might be enough time to actually, roll out some pretty sizable changes to who gets elected. Every elected Labour leader right now in the UK is in full panic mode and is hopefully rightfully doing some soul searching here, because it kind of looks like Labour has now become the spoiler party that they were accusing the Greens of being in the lead up to this election. They won't change their tactics until it's too late. It's already too late. They've lost a place that they were winning for a century. It's done. It's done. Okay? But let's take a look at Hannah Spencer's victory speech. It's pretty short, but I think it's a good one. All right, here we go.
I declare that Hannah Catherine Spencer is duly elected Member of Parliament for the Gorton and Denton constituency.
I didn't grow up wanting to be a politician. I'm a plumber. And 2 weeks ago, during all this, I also qualified as a plasterer. Because even in chaos, even under pressure, I get things done. I am no different to every single person here in this constituency. I work hard. That is what we do. Except things have changed a lot over the last few decades, because working hard used to get you something. It got you a house, a nice life, holidays. It got you somewhere. But now, working hard, what does that get you? Because talk to anyone here and they will tell you. The people who work hard but can't put food on the table, can't get their kids' school uniforms, can't put their heating on, can't live off the pension they worked hard to save for, can't even begin to dream about ever having a holiday, ever. Because life has changed. Instead of working for a nice life, we're working to line the pockets of billionaires. We are being bled dry. And I don't think it's extreme or radical to think working hard should get you a nice life. We have shown that we don't have to accept being turned against each other at all. And we did this with the people who live here, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, just as we have always done in this constituency and in the whole of Greater Manchester. Because this is Manchester, and we do things differently here. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you.
She's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All congratulations to Hannah Spencer and her campaign and to the people of Gorton and Denton. You chose well. I think this is a really, really strong showing. And I don't want to say that this is going to be the end of Labour by any means. It could mean the end of Keir Starmer. And it could also mean that there is a sea change about to happen with the Labour Party as they scramble to maintain their power. This could be a really decent shot at changing UK politics from the absolutely miserable slog it has been for the last few years under Keir Starmer. It's been bad. I'm not gonna bullshit you on that one. But Hannah Spencer gives me hope, and I hope she gives you hope too. So congratulations to our friends across the Atlantic. Hope to see even more of these victories coming in the near future. And with that being said, if you got anything out of this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And also, we need to organize so we can win like this here in the United States. All right? Join your local Dems. Join your local DSA. Radicalize your Democrats, make your DSA more effective, do both things, and we too can have a brighter future for working class people in the United States. And last but not least, check out ImogeneOlivia.com, gender euphoric lingerie designed from the ground up for trans femmes, tested with cis men, cis women, non-binary folks. It's super comfortable, non-tucking lingerie. It will fit, and you will like it. Check it out, link down below, and let's keep on going.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube is where she streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, dating, plenty more. Her sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's